So the summer anime season has started. I'm here to review a lot of shows I've been watching this season. So yeah, a lot of like cool, highly anticipated shows, fun stories out here, as well as like a good amount of historical anime this season. So yeah, stuff taking place in different past eras, people like inventing things, or like stuff with like military post World War II, or even like the Edo period. Some of the big ones is Bleach. It's coming out, hasn't come out yet, but if you've seen the movie, yo, the Blood War continues, final part. There's Ghost in the Shell remake, it's kind of sick, made by Science Saru. They also worked on another cool historical show, which is The Witch in Mongolia. I like this one as well, very unique. There's a lot of like Villainess slop as well. So yeah, if all the dudes can have like power fantasy, overpowered ability anime, at least the girls have one too now in the genre. So yeah, like people banished from their party, maybe saints getting like divorced and dumped and have to like, you know, get revenge on their kingdom, stuff like that. I like the Yuri fighting game show. That one is pretty sick. There's a lot of like new isekai continuations, Mushoku Tensei, Saga of Tanya. So yeah, those two are like highly anticipated. And yeah, besides that, another wholesome slice of life working anime, Smoking Behind a Supermarket. I love this one as well. The vibes are so strong here. It's like cute, kind of like slow development romance show with like a lot of teasing. Gonna briefly talk about my first impressions for most of the shows this season. And the first show I want to talk about is probably like the most unique show I've seen this season, Jaadugar, A Witch in Mongolia. This one's kind of like a very unique concept for an anime. We have like a Muslim village and basically follows like this girl Sitara. There's like slavery in this time period. They're in Iran, and then yeah, it's nice that they don't shy away from it. It seems like a pretty good mix of like historical accuracy, faithfulness, and also like a very dramatic anime setup as well. With our main girl, she's trying to like pursue knowledge, she wants to get smarter, and also at the same time she has like this edgelord journey because there's like some sad moments in her life where, you know, the Mongolian Empire, they're taking over everything, conquering, and then our girl trying to like survive through it. Besides that, another show I've been looking forward to this season, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. So we have one episode so far, and then technically they pre-aired like half of the anime, 6 episodes. Like I saw some people, they're complaining because now they have to wait like, you know, 6 weeks for the continuation. But basically I love the opening and ending. I love the nighttime feel, like the cute, chill, romance, slow development. It's not really deep, but it shows like, you know, 2 characters and dead-end jobs. Not really like romanticizing the smoking. It's just them surviving, going through life, and then, you know, their solace is just like meeting each other at night and hanging out. So our main character, her name is Yamada. She works in the supermarket, and then Sasaki, he visits her as well because her smile kind of energizes him after he has to work a lot of overtime. But then he sees that she has like a second side to her where she's kind of like a cute goth smoking lady, where Sasaki, he's a little dense, but then Yamada does like that about him. So I guess we'll see some cute smoking romance developments. And we also have another funny smoking show. This is kind of more absurdist comedy with like these degen cat smokers that are like doing hard drugs sometimes, just like being bums living in this apartment. It's like pretty crazy. It's like gross at times too. Like they make so many either sexual jokes or poop jokes, and yeah, such a ridiculous concept, but like the quality is super high. I like the opening where they had all these like movie references. So yeah, there's like a lot of passion with this anime. I know it's going to be controversial because yeah, they got cute cat girls living like gross bums being addicted to like their substances, but yeah, besides that, it is very funny this season. And then after that, we have the new Mushoku Tensei season. So yeah, season 3 out here. Every discussion I've seen has like the controversial stuff because yeah, they are affirming Rudius's lifestyle, especially after the harem stuff season 2, spoilers. But yeah, you know, we see another girl here. Finally, Eris is back, red-haired girl. The worst part is that she's so infatuated with Rudius, like she does all she kind of thinks about. She wants to be at his level because like during their journey together, he just like kind of saved her a lot. He was very powerful, especially after the traumatizing moment with the dragon god. But basically Eris, you know, she slept with Rudius and then left him. She's like traveling with Galen to get stronger. She visits like this sword dojo and like is just like practicing to get stronger to fight the dragon god. That's her goal apparently. Like she's still like kind of like angry tsundere punching and beating up people. But there's some decent developments. We have 2 episodes of season 3 so far. I kind of checked out because of the harem stuff, but like, I'm still watching because of the decent quality, and you know, I review anime. Might as well watch one of the more popular ones. But basically, you know, all the taboo stuff will be there, all the kind of degen sexual moments, but at the same time, just like really good story development, a lot of like kind of interesting characters being introduced, good world setup. And you know, Rudius hanging out in this fantasy world. We don't really see much of him so far in season 3. It's so far Eris. We'll see how she integrates herself into the harem, and yeah, maybe they go on some other fantasy adventures. Also, after that, we have another isekai continuation, Saga of Tanya the Evil. So season 2 out here after like 10 years. It took a while, but yeah, we had a season 1, we had a movie, we had some isekai quartet like snippets. But yeah, you know, basically the concept, it's like this dude that gets isekai as a little girl that like runs this army, and then she hates God. She wants to fight against God. And you know, she's continuing the war with her subjects. It's like pretty funny, but there's like some serious action happening as well. I actually haven't seen the movie, so I'll probably watch this season 2 slowly as I catch up. There's also the Ghost in the Shell remake from Science Saru. Very insane show. Very popular movie as well, with like, you know, other franchise spinoffs, live action. I've seen the first original movie in 95, and I thought it was like really good, artistic, had some like introspective moments on, you know, like robots, machines, like what is your body, can you reassemble your body, your brain. So, yeah, stuff like that is kind of, you know, a cyberpunky genre with like this girl and a bunch of other people she's following that are like fighting robot crimes. But basically this remake is actually like a more faithful adaptation to the source material. There's like a lot of like differences for the main girl Motoko. She's kind of like emotionless in the movie, but in the first episode of the anime she's so expressive, has like this like kind of boss girl personality. I love that a lot about her. Also, she doesn't have to get naked to be invisible anymore in the movie. Yeah, every time she turns invisible, she had to like get naked. So some interesting differences. We'll see Motoko defeating some villains and then, you know, doing some mystery stuff, fighting action with their squad of teammates. But yeah, you know, fun, high quality Ghost in a Shell remake. There's also a lot of like random fun shows I've been liking. This one, Sunflower Circus. This one's such a cute show. So yeah, it's like cute girls running a circus. All of these girls are like orphans, and then the main story beat is that our main girl Mizuka, she's really talented. She's part of like the Lotus Circus, but then she hates her dad, so she like kind of gave up on the circus. But then the Sunflower Circus kind of needs her talent. Also, her dad's in debt, so he kind of like sells her off to the circus anyway to pay it off. So she's like kind of working as a slave to the circus, but it's like not like that. It's like kind of very wholesome. Each character, we see that they have like different talents. There's like a magician, there's jugglers, and then there's like the trapeze artist that she's a part of. So yeah, a lot of like fun, wholesome circus moments. It's kind of dire though, because yeah, their circus is in trouble of like, you know, being in debt. So they have to keep putting on shows. Our main character, she has to, you know, stop being stubborn and maybe help out all the girls. So yeah, we'll see if she does it. But yeah, fun vibe. Takes place in the 1950s. We also have The World is Dancing. Cute, interesting anime by Psypic. So yeah, they've been having a good track record with anime. Looking forward to their Kagurabachi adaptation next year. But this is kind of like the elusive samurai coded, where we have this important femboy son. So he's part of like this dance performance group, but he's not good at dancing. One day he gets inspired by nature, and then like he sees like the spirit of dancing or something, and now instead of dancing himself, he just like bothers everyone. Yo, show me your dance, show me your dance. This dude is like a genius of dancing apparently, but he's like very chaotic, psycho obsessed. It's so funny. Just like the first 2 episodes, you should watch it because so much like crazy shit happens with him. Very unexpected, but yeah, it's basically about like an obsessed dude. I think the story does like a good job balancing like, you know, fun, lighthearted moments with like such a serious kind of scary story development as well. So our main character is Oniyasha, and yeah, the first 2 episodes, a lot of like fun stuff happens, and then crazy unexpected shit happens as well. We also have Draw This Then Die, another like cute girls doing cute things show. This one is like high school girls starting a manga club basically. Very cute developments though. I like our main character. She's kind of like fun and whimsical. She dreams up a magical character because she's like kind of anxious sometimes, but then manga kind of saved her. It like made her think about this guide person that helps her become the main character, gives her advice basically. So yeah, she has like this nice little raccoon stand that's just like kind of cheering her up and then making her like make the right decisions in life. Basically stuff goes on, and then this manga that she really likes, she discovers who the author is, and then it kind of like changes her life. And then yeah, they're starting the manga club in school. So yeah, fun, nice, wholesome story so far. We also have Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. Very intense, funny show. So yeah, girls hang out in this like elite private school. They have to be refined and dignified. They have to say desuwa. They have to not play fighting games or any video games at all, or they'll get expelled from the dorm. So yeah, life is tough for our main character. Her name is Aya. She's a transfer student. And also there's another transfer student here as well. Her name is Shirayuri. So yeah, both of them are actually fighting gamers. Aya actually quit. So she played like Street Fighter 4 older games, and then Mio, she plays Street Fighter 6 in this anime. And yeah, they have an actual like pro gamer team that they hired to depict the gameplay in the animes. They have to kind of hide it, keep it secret, but it's like a fun friendship between them. Very nice absurdist comedy as well. We also have Kaiju girl Caramelise. So we have like this depressed high school girl. Everyone around her is like bullying her because she kind of shuts herself off from people. She's like a bit creepy. It looks like the reason why is because she's half kaiju, and every time she has like strong emotional feelings, she just like transforms into a kaiju. So yeah, basically like maybe some parts of her body transforms, so she kind of like runs away from people, doesn't hang out with anyone. But then we see like there's this dude Arata, who's like the most popular guy in the school. He kind of like takes an interest in her. And then the kaiju girl Kuroe, she also doesn't really want to get close to him, but at the same time she's like falling for him because he's so nice to her. So yeah, like stuff happens, but then she falls for him, and then they go on a date. Like because they're on a date, she's just so emotional, you know, she's a teenage girl, can't control this, and then just turns into a full-on kaiju. She feels so ashamed and scared, and then her mom, she's just like laughing carefree. She's like, oh, I was hiding this from you. So yeah, basically she has to kind of control her feelings, and then, you know, not turn into a kaiju, destroy the world, and also maybe continue her romance with the dude. So a really funny show so far. Does have the Ruri Dragon vibes. I've been reading that one. So, you know, high school girl controlling her monster form. We'll see how it goes. There's also Kimi ga Shinu made koi wo shitai. So I want to love you till your dying day. So we have like this fantasy setting with people like learning magic in this magic school, and then they're sentenced to like fight each other in a war as well. So yeah, like you have to either learn magic or your ass is gonna get killed. Our main girl, she's kind of like sad because she can't really handle like all this weight of people around her dying. Her name is Sheena. And then we also see this girl Mimi, who's like a new transfer student who's overpowered. So yeah, they become roommates after Sheena's old roommate died. And then yeah, I guess it's like a funny, like kind of crazy psycho concept where, you know, cute girls are killing people, but also maybe a romance between the two. So maybe they can learn from each other. We'll see. Also some random stuff, but the girls have to kiss each other to replenish their magic. So it has the fate thing. So yeah, there's no Yuri undertones at all here. We also have Black Torch, new Shonen Jump anime out here, although the manga is like pretty old. I've seen some volumes come out, but yeah, I heard it was Axe. So yeah, it's kind of surprising that there's an anime of like an Axe manga. Has like the same familiar concepts of other shonen where a dude gets like magic demon powers inside of him, and then he's like, you know, using it to fight off other demons and save people. So basically our main character name is Jiro. He's kind of charismatic and tough, and then, you know, kind of does his own thing. He can also talk to animals, so he like kind of saves a lot of animals too. And then like there's like this magic cat that he meets that he also kind of rescues. So yeah, him and the cat are interacting, and then stuff happens in the first episode, and then he has to join like the Mononoke anti-fighting force. Again, the story got axed. It's not terrible, but, you know, I guess it doesn't really do anything new, with the dude using like new magic powers to fight off demons. Also after that, we have a lot of like villainous slop shows this season, where villainous or saints are getting like banished, so they're kind of like fending for themselves. So yeah, I'll kind of like go over them pretty quickly. Some of them are pretty fun, some of them kind of generic. One of them is I'm an all works maid and proud of it. So it's like a girl who's like supposed to be the saint. It's like a mix of like, you know, villainous isekai as well. Instead of like being the saint, she's like making her own story here, where she just wants to be a maid because her old self was like obsessed with like maid culture. So yeah, she's just like an overpowered maid with like so many abilities. But then, you know, people are looking for the Saintess. So yeah, instead of like being like the cool fighting heroic saint doing her romance stuff, she's actually just like being the main character maid that's also kind of rizzing a lot of people up unintentionally. And we also have Though I'm an Inept Villainess. It's kind of like an interesting concept. It has like these girls in this like kind of Chinese concubine style of environment. It's animated by Doga Kobo, looks really good. And I mean, the premise, mild spoilers, is that our main girl, she's like this nice lady, but then the villainess gets jealous of her, casts this spell, and makes her swap bodies. So now she's in the body of the villainess, kind of frames her for trying to kill her. And the main girl, she's kind of unfazed by this. She's like problem solving. I like how they make her so capable and confident even in her new body. And yeah, I'm looking forward to her kind of like navigating this palace area and maybe finding a solution to her predicament. We have I Crushed My Homeland with Mighty Grimoires. This one, there's like this strong saint lady, and then she's just being used by her kingdom. They don't really appreciate her power, and then even after like she gets arrested and framed, she's still like having to work in jail. But yeah, she has her ability, which is her grimoire, so she can basically use anybody's magic if her grimoire has it. So yeah, basically she just like has a lot of spells, is very capable, and she's getting revenge on her kingdom finally after putting up with their shit for so long. There's Victoria of Many Faces. This one's kind of like an interesting show. So yeah, our main girl, she's like a spy, but then she gets burned by her boss, so she kind of like fakes her death and lives on her own. But yeah, she's like pretty capable, so yeah, she's like very wary and kind of living her new life. There's the Forsaken Saintess and her Foodie Roadtrip. So yeah, we have like an isekai Saintess story, and when she got summoned, she kind of got kicked out for being like useless. But yeah, her storage box is pretty useful. It's like this RV, and then it has like a kitchen in it, unlimited space, and then unlimited food and water, basically. So you shouldn't really have to worry about any resources. She's like, you know, using like the fantasy meat to cook, and just like living her life, eating food and hanging out with this like new party. We also have Red River. This is kind of like a isekai story with the girl getting captured into like the Middle Eastern time period where there's like, you know, pharaohs and pyramids being built. So yeah, she's supposed to be a sacrifice, but then the prince kind of saves her. So I guess she's gonna work with them to fight off the evil queen and then maybe like, you know, go back to her time period. That's the plot. Besides that, there's a lot of like other fantasy isekais going on. There's some Trapped in a Dating Sim season 2, which is a pretty insane concept. So maybe you thought it'd be like a, you know, random isekai where a dude might like hang out with his harem of girls, but then like that goes on, but then the dude's also like a side character. It's also like a space fantasy as well, where they're fighting against space pirates and Gundam suits and looting and stuff. So it's not them like kind of like hanging out in school. There's like a mecha concept to the show. And then there's also another person isekai who's the actual villain, so she's like one of the girls here. But basically a batshit crazy concept that I thought like was executed like decently well, actually. So yeah, season 2 is out here after a while. There's Skeleton Knight in Another World season 2, so a continuation of the story, kind of like a pretty dark story sometimes, but also, you know, Skeleton Knight saving people, doing his shit. Clevatess continues as well. Very cool fantasy show. I've been looking forward to the season 2. I like the new environment here where they go to magic school. They give us like an actual like story purpose where they have to kind of discover the secrets of the evil dude from last season where he was doing like human experiments. So they have to check like his magic research, stuff like that. There's also Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman season 2. This one was such a funny bad concept, but it has like a lot of fan service. Basically our dude, he trains a lot of people and then he's overpowered, but then he doesn't really know his own strength. He's from the village, and then like he goes to the kingdom, everyone just like worships him, looks up to him. All the characters that matter are his students, and all the villains are also his students as well that turn evil, but then like he fixes them in season 1. That basically, I guess the story does continue. There's the Exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system. This one's a pretty crazy isekai. Like the story doesn't really matter, you know, just like this overpowered knight character, but then this anime is animated by Gohans. So yeah, every character has like insane, just like flashy hair, weird trippy animation. This is gonna have 26 episodes, which is kind of crazy. I saw Momentary Lily a while ago from them, and you know, I guess this is just like a unique styled isekai here. This is the Frontier Lord, begins with 0 subjects. There's like a dude who's like an overpowered hero. The kingdom gives him some land to retire in, but then the thing is there's nothing there. They basically sent him to die, but we see there's like this kind of native village here with a lot of like these brown people, and then he kind of like befriends them, and then just like very funny self-insert progression with him being like the overpowered good guy, everyone looking up to him, all the girls are just like on him because yeah, apparently these people are a bit traditional, so they value strength. If you're really strong and powerful, then they'll like be programmed to fall in love with you. That's like part of their biology. So yeah, I didn't really like the concept at all. Also, just like the whole premise felt like, you know, they're trying to do a self-insert show with like a colonizer. Like this is such a woke take. If you watch this as like, you know, seasonal slop, it's fine, you don't really have to think too deep about it. There's also so much random unnecessary stuff with the story about this dude kind of like, you know, taming this tribe. So yeah, I didn't really like that at all. We have some other stuff this season. Sparks of Tomorrow, pretty interesting show. It's made by Kyo Annie, basically kind of like a historical invention type of anime, deals with electricity in Japan. So there's like the Industrial Revolution, there's like steam power, and now like electric power is like a bit new. People don't really believe in it, so yeah, our main character is kind of like working on repairing stuff. His name is Sakamoto, and you know, he wants to patent electricity, share it with everybody. So he kind of like meets this girl with like this electric book that he was like looking for, and then I guess they're both gonna work together. We also have The 100 Girlfriends season 3. So yeah, a lot of seasons out here. I mean, we gotta, because there's so many girls, bro. So the same funny third wall breaking jokes are gonna be out here. They're like very crazy parody situations and a lot of taboo as well, because yeah, one of the girls introduced is his cousin who's like 12 years old. So we got underage incest apparently. But you know what you're getting into in this show after 3 seasons? It's like, you know, crazy new concepts for girls. They have to kind of stretch out each character's personality, and then, you know, new characters have to be fun and interesting. But basically, you know, the formula continues each season. There's like a girl that maybe has like an issue that Rentaro helps. So yeah, they get introduced to the harem, everyone starts kissing each other, having fun, and, you know, continuing their school life. We also have Dara-san of Reiwa. So this is kind of like a funny random slice of life show where these 2 people, they found like this cursed snake monster, and then they're not really scared of her. They think she's misunderstood. So since they're kids, they just like have fun with the snake monster. She's very surprised with their reaction, but it's just like that making friends with the snake monster that everyone's afraid of. Also, snake monster is like naked from the top down, so they give her like shirts and bras to cover up with. Also, the 2 people are like kind of gender swap, where you think like the kind of cute, short, blonde haired person would be a girl, but it's a guy. And then we see like the short-haired athletic person is actually a girl. So fun, crazy, maybe has some degenerate moments of like, you know, these kids hanging out with the snake monster. We also have magical girl Lyrical Nanoha exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance. So yeah, another continuation of the Nanoha series. It's pretty popular in Japan, but yeah, there's like another spin-off of it. We see there's like new characters introduced, like, you know, characters with like some firepower. And then like the other characters like Nanoha and Fate, who are like the main characters from the original series. So yeah, they're all kind of working together, I guess. Our main girl, she has like fire gun powers. So we'll see how things go as they're like, you know, fighting off aliens. We also have Magilumiere Magical Girls Inc. Season 2. So yeah, you know, continuation of this like modern day magical girl show is here. I like how they make it kind of like a coding type of like startup company here, where magical spells are being like made through programming, but then the big companies are doing it like unethically. They don't really like take care of the code, and some of it has like real life consequences, while the startup is like trying to carefully like help people and eliminate casualties and collateral damage. They're pretty decent, kind of like fun world setup, nice cute characters, and yeah, just like a fun concept. So yeah, I'm gonna keep watching season 2. We also have Goodbye Lara. So we have like the Little Mermaid anime, but then there's like kind of a twist to it where like the first episode was basically the Little Mermaid, and then they speed run into her just like being a reverse isekai living on land, it feels like. So yeah, pretty interesting concept so far. Has like really decent animation quality. There's Oh Boy, I Was Wrong About Her, a fun kind of like childhood friend romance concept where our main dude was hanging out with this girl, but then she had like short hair, so he didn't realize she was a girl, and she kind of like moved away from him, but then he moved towards her, and then they go to the same school and sit next to each other, and then he puts two and two together. He realizes that the guy I liked was actually a girl, and then she kind of like teases him. There's also Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky, pretty wholesome romance show with a lot of potential. And the title is also a pun because like a sign of affection, this girl, she's blind, so love unseen, she cannot see. But she's also fun and quirky as well, just like living her life with her disability. It's not really like, you know, stopping her. And the main dude is kind of interested in her. He has like his own issues as well. But then I guess they hang out after like a college drinking party. You know, I guess I'm looking forward to some cute, wholesome romance progression. We'll see what's gonna happen. There's the Cat and the Dragon. Pretty fun progression in the first few episodes of the show, where it's basically like a magical world, and then there's like the strong dragon that like grew up with cats. And then he's attacking the kingdom because they're like enslaving the cats. And then they come to an understanding, and now humans and cats live together in harmony, teach each other magic, stuff like that. So a cute fantasy story there. And that's pretty much it for most shows. Some stuff hasn't aired, like Bleach the Blood War. It'll air soon, but I know people that have seen the movie. You've seen like, you know, the fighting is gonna get insane. Yoruichi, her being the thunder god, she's extremely hot and revealing in this season. You and I Are Polar Opposites continues, so yeah, cute developments there. Elusive Samurai season 2 hasn't aired yet, but you know, Cloverworks working on it. The first season had like a lot of highs in animation quality, also like went through some production issues, and then, you know, CGI horses, stuff like that. So we'll see how like the anime kind of progresses. Grand Blue Dreaming season 3 goes on. So yeah, I haven't been keeping up, but yeah, it's nice that we had season 2 and season 3 so quickly. So yeah, more kind of like, you know, college adventures, as you know, kind of like the same similar stuff is happening. There's some other continuations as well from last season. ReZero will air soon. So yeah, more season 4 continuation. It's gonna be peak. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen there. Slime season 4 continues. Demons of the Shadow Realm also continues. So yeah, more story developments there. Bookworm, Iruma-kun, Liar Game, they're also gonna continue. Same with the Classroom of a Black Cat and a Witch and Mao. So yeah, a lot of like continuations from last season as well. There's so much to keep up with. On top of that, there's some movies. There's gonna be a Sekiro movie. Madoka is coming out. So yeah, another movie that's been delayed, but hopefully it'll come out in August finally. And also there's some interesting danguas coming out. One of them I checked out, Crowned in 100 Days. It's kind of like a fun new concept. So yeah, like 8 episodes aired so far, and I think it's gonna be 25. So yeah, basically a lot of shows going on this summer. You don't have to be like me and be obsessed with watching all of them. You can watch like a few top shows if you want, stuff that kind of interests you in the genre. But yeah, if you liked Orb, I recommend Jaadugar, The Witch in Mongolia. This one seems to have like a lot of potential. If you like a serious type of historical story. And I do like the post World War II Circus anime as well. That's like super cute, as well as young ladies playing fighting games anime. Thank you for keeping up with my yapping, and then yeah, I'll see you next week. Peace.